Yo, what's going on, everybody? Shampoo here at Dub Central, and this is a response to the Truth Setting You Free. He actually just made, he recently made two separate videos on his channel, basically talking about PC gaming and stuff. But I basically want to tell y'all a little tale, a little story. Um, but I mean, before we get into this story, I want to go ahead and let y'all know that y'all know me. I game on the PS4, I game on the PC for the games that I like playing on the PC4 and stuff, and everything. I got well over 100 and something games for the PC on Steam or whatever. I don't know, but y'all know that I've been in kind of like a little gaming spill and everything, but then I started getting back into gaming rather recently and everything. I'm kind of gaming on the PS4 a little bit more often than anything else right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that little intro. What is that on TV? Yeah, anyways, but yeah, what I wanted to say is that first thing you were yeah, let me tell my little story first. Okay, there once was a man that bought a store bought uh PC. Okay, bought one out of the store. He said, "Hey, this seems to be some good specs on this PC. Paid a few $100 for it. Um, brought it home. This was several years ago when he brought it home, and the new consoles were launching right around the corner. And when he bought it, he made sure that it had at least good enough specifications for to be a good gaming PC, as long as he would put in the right uh, video card. So at the time, it was very affordable. It was around $400 or $500 or so, And so when he got home, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna put in a graphics card in here, and when I do, it'll be great. I can play my games on my PC, and I'll be pristine, ready to go. So what he does is that he goes ahead and buys the NVIDIA 8800 GT. Okay, he goes ahead and buys the 8800 GT, puts it in his PC rather easily. If he needed some help, he could look on YouTube. There's plenty of videos that'll show you how to put a PC together, put components in your system. There's tutorials on how to do anything online. People teach themselves how to draw. People teach themselves how to do 3D art, 3D modeling, animation, all that stuff online. So learning how to put a PC together and put in certain components is very reasonable to understand by just going online to YouTube or whatever, just to learn how to do it. So he goes ahead and puts it in his PC, and what happens is that throughout the next several years, he's able to play every single console multi-platform game that comes out without a problem. He can actually play them just as good or even a little bit better on his PC. Even the latest games that have recently came out, such as like Tomb Raider and such, without a problem, without a single hitch. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because I'm talking about myself. Alright? I'm exposing myself hard as shit. Because, yes, I still have the 8800 GT to this very day. And I know when Huntmaster Flex sees this video, he's probably gonna roast my ass because, yeah, he's been telling me to upgrade that shit for a while. But the reason why I brought it up is because in your video you always talk about getting the console, and you don't have to worry about upgrading or and getting better components through uh, a generation or whatever the case may be. But it's the same thing for the PC. You don't have to upgrade. You don't have to get these new components. You get a base level system that can run the games that the consoles are that are running their games at just fine. You can get it if a little bit better or at the same level, and you'll be fine. Upgrading is not a necessity; it's more of a want. It's more of the gamer saying, you know what, I want a vastly superior performance and resolution. It's not a need. It's not a necessity. It's something that people within themselves, they want it. And I understand the argument because a lot of PC gamers will say, "Hey, this is the master race, the superiority, superior multiplats." And the thing is, I think that's where the argument kind of gets lost because yes, if you do spend that extra money to basically make a beastly ass gaming PC, yes, you do have the superior versions of games, but it's not it's not a necessity. It's not necessary. Even someone like Bond said, he was like, no, I would not build that type of PC. And the thing is that you said in your video, like if you're just gonna put your toe in, don't you think you're gonna be jumping all in? That's a certain kind of mindset. That's not everybody's mindset. It's not mine. I went through the whole console generation with the 8800 GT. You know what I'm saying? Like I I felt no urgency or need to just be like, you know what, I gotta upgrade my stuff. No, because I was playing the games that I wanted to play just fine without an issue. Tomb Raider came out, played it on the PC, had no issue. Just is what it is. And actually, it performed better on my PC with the specs that I had from that PC that I bought then than it did on my PS3. you know. And I actually played Tomb Raider on the PS3 also and beat it. And the funny thing is that now I have the definitive version on the PS4, and I'm almost about beating it here pretty soon. But y'all know me. I game on everything and anything, and I really love the fucking Tomb Raider game and shit. So um, it is what it is, and I got it for like $30, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's what I really kind of wanted to go ahead and say about that. And then you kind of brought up the thing about like the whole hermit type of thing. Like, and the thing is that I'm like you. I do my work on the computer, on the PC, and it's not about being a hermit or nothing like that. It's it's just that you have a console, and that is for the family gathering or the friend coming over playing games and stuff like that. But sometimes you want to have that different experience where you can just sit down at your PC, enjoy a good chat with some people on Skype or whatever, or maybe you might even have a friend that does PC gaming, and there's certain games on PC that really are very good. Probably my second favorite video game series of all time is StarCraft. I love StarCraft. And there's other games on the PC that excel much better than they do on the console, such as the Left 4 Dead series and such. And there's games like Killing Floor that's really fun. Like the PC has its place. It's enjoyable, and you know, it's like I said, it's not about being a hermit. I spend a lot of time doing stuff on here too as far as work, but I'll get up from here, I'll play PlayStation or whatever, I'll do something else, I'll go out. But sometimes when work isn't there, you want to kind of sit down and at your PC and play those certain games that you do enjoy on your PC, you know. And when it happens that people are around and you all want to game together and stuff like that, that's what the console's there for. Now, I'm a strong believer that you should want to experience the most you can out of your gaming experience. You don't need to own every single console, but at least own one. I mean, own the one that interests you most, so you can at least have that console experience for those certain exclusives that come out, or multi-platform games if your friends and buddies are getting them on the system or whatever the case may be. Um, now, now I know you said something about aesthetics and everything. You know, I know what you mean. Like I got my nephew and nieces over here all the time. My niece, oh my god, like she gets into everything. You know, so I know what you mean by having like a big tower like on the side or on top or something like that. But then they have those different form cases, and your second video was going into a lot of details with that small chassis and everything like that. But that's all depending on the person that's buying it. It's like there's of course the price for the components to fit in a smaller case or a bigger case can be different, and different things like that, and whatever the case may be. But you went, when you were talking about it, you talked about, oh, wanting to upgrade the processor, and oh, you might need a new motherboard and stuff like that. It goes back to what I said before about buying a base kind of system and then putting the right GPU in there and then just letting it ride. You do not have to upgrade. It is something that, you know, uh, people that are really into it, and those real enthusiasts that are always about it, that always do that. But you don't necessarily have to. You know what I'm saying? It's an option that's there, because your system, if you build it the right way, it can last the entire generation without an issue, if you want it like that. Um, Now let me see. Now when it comes to gaming on the PC, it's very simple. When it actually comes to the operation of actually playing a game, you just launch the game, whether you buy it from the store, put it in your system, you just start it up, or if you buy it on Steam or direct download or Origin or whatever, you just hit button, launch game, and it starts up, and there's no issue. But when you have issues with the game, with how it's running and stuff like that, that's where that low level kind of basic computer knowledge is nowadays. But in today's day and age, a lot of people have that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Digital age, PCs, all that stuff. A lot of people have some sort of knowledge with PCs overall, but a lot of times if it's something wrong with the game, that with how it's running, then a lot of times it's a simple fix, whether it's updating your graphics drivers, or it's tweaking some settings that are within the game. Now the thing is that for someone that, as long as they have that low level knowledge of understanding PC, then that person would know to go ahead and update the drivers. But a lot of times these games have these frequently asked questions, saying that people can go ask, like, hey, this game is running this way, or I'm having problems with this game. Then they will suggest that, hey, on the websites or whatever, they will suggest, hey, go ahead into this website, make sure you have the latest updated drivers, and it's just kind of like, just follow the leader type of thing. You're just looking at the screen, reading what it says, and then just following suit, just following instructions as it goes, step by step. That's all it really is. Um, but outside of that, when it comes to your PC, kind of like, let's say you have a problem with your computer, then yeah, I mean, definitely you have to have some type of knowledge with your computer. But like I said, you can learn anything that you particularly want about your PC from anywhere now. You know, and it just is what it is. I'm not trying to make excuses for it, but you know people know that when you run into a problem, you gotta troubleshoot it, and a lot of times they already know that the best access to information and troubleshooting is the internet. And a lot of times you will find your answer to whatever problem you have if you have a component problem. And a lot of times, what happens when you actually launch your PC, if there is a problem, like let's say you're having a problem with your PC, if there is a problem, right there, when it's starting up, it'll give you an error code. Like if your hard drive fails, it'll give you an error code, and then you just look, you find out, and then it'll tell you like what the error code means. Like, hey, you have a hard drive failure. And there's different things for varying different things. Like it'll even tell you like, hey, your one stick of your memory is faulty or whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of I'm not gonna lie, you do have to have some type of basic PC knowledge when it comes to um, the world of kind of PC gaming, but it's not so complex that I don't believe that it's so complex that people can't find their way around it if they really try to, you know. Uh, but try to see if there's anything else here. I wrote down like a few things, little bullet points or whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, there's other things I guess I could kind of go into and shit. But yeah, I mean that's just kind of what I wanted to throw out there. Um, Let me know what y'all think in the comments section below. Um, it is what it is. I'm actually going to be upgrading my graphics card here pretty soon. And honestly, I'm not going to get something crazy. I'm going to get something that's, you know, that works for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just is what it is. Um, but in the long run, I might be upgrading my PC as a whole, mainly because I need it for better render times and all the stuff I do with After Effects and all this other stuff that's going to be going on. But I made this video too long as it is. Sorry about that, guys. So I will check y'all later. Thanks for watching. Peace.